Next presenter, we're going to have Brendan Dennis from Adams Wealth Advisors. He also graduated from Utah State. We have tons of Aggies with us today, which I'm very excited about. He got his bachelor's in finance, bachelor's degree, and his economics degree from here. And he's now working as a financial advisor for Adams Wealth. So Brendan, you can take it away.
I appreciate the opportunity to come in here and talk a little bit about the career that I'm really passionate and excited about, and that's financial planning. So appreciate you guys being here and your interest in that and giving me this opportunity. So I'll just kind of briefly introduce my background, who I am, and my career path. And then as I do that, I'll kind of highlight different things in the industry or kind of what I've seen and learned. So I'm currently I'm a certified financial planner for Adams Wealth Advisors. We are an independent registered investment advisor located here in Logan. We're currently managing, as of right now, it's about 450 million. And I'm currently the director of planning here, but I am transitioning into a senior advisor role. So going back when I was in college, so I went to Utah State and I had a fantastic experience there in the business program. Professor Todd Griffith was actually a classmate of mine. I knew him there. But when I was in school, I was playing golf actually, and just thought I'd be in golf and wanted to do that. But as I was taking finance classes, I really started to develop a passion for that. And I knew I loved working with people. I was pretty extroverted. And so I felt like financial planning was a great way to kind of marry those two careers. Corporate finance class with Paul Philstead in 2009. I also had an investments class with Ben Blau that were two classes that kind of really got me excited about finance. So anyway, I knew I wanted to go into financial planning. And so then what? There's several different careers, ways to go. I think back then it was a little harder to break in. There kind of wasn't the independent registered investment advisor type roles as much as there is now. So there's options out there if you want a career in this space. I mean, you can go start with a firm and start trying to build your book now and kind of go more the insurance type route, or you can go find a salaried job somewhere. And ultimately what made sense for me, I just didn't have much experience in the field. I wanted to land a salaried job and kind of learn the position from the ground up. So I actually ended up with job offers from Fidelity Investments and Charles Schwab, kind of the two I considered. I ended up going with Fidelity. And for me, it was a great entry-level position. It was just a straight salary position. They pay for you to study and get all of your licenses. So I did that. And you can have a fantastic career with Fidelity. It was on the phones. So I was just, taking phone calls as a licensed trader, dealing with clients every day. And you can kind of move up from there. But I knew that wasn't really what I wanted. I wanted to move into the independent kind of registered investment advisor space. And one of the reasons for that, so within this industry, there's a fiduciary standard and a suitability standard. So your Series 7, a broker, that's more the suitability standard, where you can make commissions and sell a product that simply has to be suitable for a client. And the fiduciary standard, that's more what a registered investment advisor is. We're held to the fiduciary standard. That's what Adams Wealth Advisors is. We work off just a flat fee, and kind of what we recommend and do for clients, we're compensated the same regardless. And it basically has to be the best thing for that client, not something that is just suitable. So anyway, I was able to land a job with the registered investment advisor when I was at Fidelity, and that was in Denver. And I moved to a position with a team in Denver. And then I landed a position in Salt Lake with a group it was called the Insight. And then from there, I was offered a position up here in Logan with Adams Wealth Advisors, and that's where I've been the past almost 3 years, and plan on staying here a while as well. So just a little bit about Adams Wealth Advisors. So kind of what we do within the financial planning space, I'll walk through day to day. We do, so we have two parts. We have asset management and financial planning, and we really work to bring those two things together. We have an asset management team that goes in depth on the investments that are there for clients. We have investment portfolios depending on where they're at from a risk standpoint. We build custom structured notes in-house. We have a private equity portfolio that's ran by our private equity team. Just an example there, we're the largest shareholder in Homey. That's one of the positions in our private equity fund. Gab Wireless is in there. And our chief investment officer, he was actually managing a very large, a $5 billion portfolio for Charles Schwab, had 20,000 accounts. We were able to hire him away and get him here, but that's on the investment side. So within financial planning, I work with that team, but I don't do a lot of the investments. I'm more on the financial planning side, where kind of what we do is we essentially quarterback a client's entire financial picture. We help them progress towards their goals, figure out how to get there, what type of investments they should be in, and we communicate that to the client and work with them, helping them reach their goals. and we help them with estate planning, tax strategies, and then just overall kind of A to Z, what's going on within their financial life. Well, within our team, we have 4 CPAs on staff. We don't actually do tax returns, but we do a lot of tax work and tax strategy for clients. The CPA certification is relevant. We have 7 certified financial planners. It's definitely kind of a prerequisite to what we do on the planning team. We essentially require and want our employees to have their CFP. And then we have 2 CFAs on our team as well over on the investment side. So kind of day to day, I mean, what does it look like right now in the position? Early on in the morning, it's important to stay up to date with what's going on in current events, the markets, kind of reading with what's going on, being able to communicate that with clients. So that's an important aspect. There's always things going on with clients. They're always calling in. They have questions or things that need to be done, or they don't understand something or something's come up. So routinely we have phone calls coming in from clients. And then a lot of the day is planning for reviews for clients. We're required to meet with clients annually, and we put a lot of prep into those annual reviews and planning strategies that are relevant to them and updating their situation, being able to communicate that to them. So you spend a lot of time preparing, getting that all ready, different proposals, and then meeting with clients and showing that, presenting, and just making sure we have everything taken care of with them. And then there's the business development portion. Going out and doing outgoing things with clients. I do play a lot of golf with kind of clients and prospects and making phone calls and reaching out to different people, following up on leads. So that's kind of as a whole, a lot of what I do day to day, and it ebbs and flows as far as how busy or what time is kind of allocated to different tasks that are going on there. I also wanted to touch on, what can you do to get a job in financial planning, kind of based off what I've seen in my experience, if you want to work in financial planning. In college, so USU offers a minor in financial planning, and those classes are also prerequisites to being able to sit for your CFP. So I do think getting your CFP, or at least passing the test or being ready to sit for the test, because you do have to have 3 years experience to be able to have the CFP marks. But that's a big one. If you can have that done, that immensely increases your odds of being able to get a position somewhere. Getting your Series 65, that's something you can do, or studying and being ready for that test. Taking the financial planning classes again, and then just finding internships. I know nationwide there's websites, there's a lot of internships available. And kind of within the registered investment advisor space of what I'm talking about, where I'm in, these are, salary-based positions. We have a very team-based approach here, where we all have different roles. I kind of highlighted that in the asset management versus financial planning. And we have people whose job is business development and to go get new clients, but the bulk of us, that's not our roles. We're working with current clients, and a lot of positions are kind of salary and bonus as opposed to going out and trying to gather your own clients and then getting paid off doing that. The last piece that's really kind of important, there is a lot of academic rigor within financial planning and understanding and different strategies and tax work. But ultimately, I think being extroverted is a very important thing, liking working with people and talking to them. And, we're always getting phone calls and needing to communicate and build relationships with people. That's one of the best things about a career in financial planning, is the relationships you get to build, and it can be very rewarding as well, and really helping people in pretty important matters and helping them see them through into retirement and past that. And people know they can retire, and helping them reach their goals. And overall, I think it's been a very rewarding career for me up to this point. So that's kind of in a gist, everything I had. I mean, any questions?
So I had a question about how many current employees do you guys have at your company, and do you guys offer any internships like right now or at the start of the next summer session?
Yes, we have about 20 employees on the financial planning team. There's about 8 of us, and we absolutely do hire interns and are looking for that. We didn't hire an intern this semester because we previously hired pretty aggressively and kind of built out the team a little bit, but we do foresee someone in the near future wanting and just getting that built out and hiring interns. So yes. Did I answer the whole question? Was there anything there that I missed?
No, that was great. Thanks.
Okay, yeah, thanks for your question, Kobe.
You have a question in the chat from Max Hanks. He said, what do you look for in your potential interns?
So I think we want someone who one ultimately wants to have a career in financial planning. Obviously, you don't know what'll happen, but someone who's got a passion for it because it could turn into a full-time role. And so that's an important part. Someone who's, taking steps to want to have that in their career. We look for someone who has attention to detail. That's pretty important. When we're communicating things and doing things with clients, it's pretty important to not mess up little details or give incorrect information because they can lose confidence in us. So definitely attention to detail is important. And again, someone who's extroverted and likes working with people. And lastly, we have a very cohesive team here and team approach. We all work well together. And so being able to work in a team and wanting to work in the team together is definitely an important piece.
I think we have time for one more if anybody has a question. We have another one in the chat from Tanner. He asked, what does the process of building your book look like in beginning of financial, in the beginning of being a financial planner?
Great question. And I'll answer that. And I want to just highlight, so within Adams, when someone starts, they essentially come in as an entry-level role and begin working on plans and building them and kind of working with clients and not really building their own book, but working with our existing book. And then they can kind of transition and grow into that. But there's the other way then of someone, there's companies out there that have that platform, have everything ready for you. And they say, hey, go build your book. Obviously you can make a lot more money early on doing that. I didn't choose that route because at least for me, I know it can be pretty difficult and without having the experience of getting people to trust you and want to, turn over assets and planning to you. So essentially you're going out and meeting with people, whoever it is, and trying to find and market yourself to them to want to work and invest with you and trust in your financial planning and investments.
That's great. Thank you so much for coming and meeting with us. I just put his LinkedIn in the chat so everybody can go there and connect with him. If you're at all interested in Adams Wealth or any type of financial planning. Thank you so much, Brendan. We really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Go Aggies.